name is Kat, and today I have a lot of books to haul. Nobody is surprised. Let's just get to it. I will be starting with the Booksplosion books of the months for the rest of 2016 here. So first up, I have here the October book of the month, and that is Magnus Chase and the Gods of Asgard Book 2, The Hammer of Thor by Rick Riordan. That is a really long title. The read-along is sponsored by Disney Hyperion, who sent me this copy, and also this little companion book, the guide to the Norse world. I mean worlds, plural. There's 9 of them. I have already read this book, and this series is like a real contender for my favorite Rick Riordan series. I don't know, we have one more book in this trilogy. It's only a trilogy, which, I found that out the other day and I was shook because I want all of the books about Magnus and friends. I will be talking more about this book in my wrap-up coming very soon, and also the live show discussion for this book is happening this Saturday. I'll put the details for that down below. Next up is the November Booksplosion book of the month, and that is GEMINA by Amie, Kaufman, and Kristoff. We're working with Penguin Random House on this one, and I am very excited because I loved Illuminate. It was fantastic, and this is the second book in the series. This installment doesn't follow the same 2 main characters, but it takes place in the same world, and it builds on the events of the first book. And that's all I can really say because I don't want to spoil the first book. If you haven't read Illuminate, go read Illuminate. It's great. But yeah, I will be reading this book very soon. I'm very much looking forward to it. All of the Booksplosion read-along details are down below. And the final Booksplosion book of the month for the year of 2016, our December book, is The Sun Is Also a Star by Nicola Yoon. I'm especially excited for this book because I loved Nicola Yoon's debut, Everything, Everything, and also I just haven't read many contemporary books lately. Everything was just heartwarming and funny and beautifully written, and I feel like this is going to be along those same lines, so I cannot wait to get to it. Then I picked up Ghost Talkers by Mary Robinette Kowal. Bit of backstory about how this book came into my life. Most of you guys know that one of my favorite authors is Brandon Sanderson, and he is a part of this podcast called Writing Excuses that, contrary to its name, actually gives writing advice. So you're out of excuses. Go write. Mary Robinette Kowal is another member of this podcast, and when she was talking about the premise of this book, I was sold immediately. I went to Amazon right away and bought it. This book is set in London during World War I, and we follow a young woman named Ginger who is a medium for the Spirit Corps. Each soldier heading to the front lines is commanded to report to the mediums once they die, so they can instantly pass along military intelligence. Ginger discovers that there might be a traitor, and the Germans start targeting the mediums, and it just sounds like an amazing book. I had to get it. I have to read this. Then I have here Holding Up the Universe by Jennifer Niven. This book just came out in October. I actually talked about it in my October releases video, so I'll link that down below if you want a little bit more detail about the synopsis. Basically, it's a contemporary romance about a girl named Libby who is very overweight and still struggling with the grief of her mother's death, and a boy named Jack who is hiding the fact that he cannot recognize people's faces. He has face blindness, and he's keeping it a secret from everyone. I've heard great things about Jennifer Niven's writing, so it's time I read one of her books. Next up, I have here The Midnight Star by Marie Lu. This is the 3rd and final book in the Young Elites trilogy. It's a fantasy series that's set in a Renaissance-like world. It's very dark. The main character is like an anti-hero / villain. So yeah, I'm planning to have myself a mini marathon of books 2 and 3 now that the series is complete. Then, of course, I had to buy Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets Illustrated Edition for obvious reasons. I feel like I don't have to say a lot about this. You guys are aware this exists. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. I had to have it for my collection. Next up is another book that I kind of just bought on a whim, and that is The City Stained Red by Sam Sykes. Sam is hilarious on Twitter, and I'd been meaning to pick up one of his books for a while, but it was when I was listening to an episode of the Writing Excuses podcast where Sam was a guest that finally sealed the deal for me. The way he was talking about description and writing made me feel the need to experience his writing for myself. So I bought this. And lastly, I have a handful of books here that I got on my trip to New York when I went for Comic-Con. On one night, we went out to dinner with Adam Silvera, who brought us some ARCs because he's just awesome like that. So I have here a copy of Spindle Fire by Lexa Hillier. This is a Sleeping Beauty retelling set in a dark fantasy world, and it says it's perfect for fans of Sarah J. Maas and Leigh Bardugo. And I certainly qualify for that. It's the first book in a duology. Duologies are like the new trilogy. And it comes out in April of next year. So keep your eyes out for this one. Then there was a day in New York City where we got invited to check out the Random House offices, which was already cool. But then once we got there, they gave us a bunch of books, and it was awesome. So first I have here Someday, Someday Maybe by Lauren Graham. If you don't know who Lauren Graham is, she plays Lorelai in Gilmore Girls, and if this book is anything at all like Gilmore Girls, I'm into it. Also, it's signed, which is just extra awesome. Then I have here Sleeping Giants by Sylvain Neuvel. This book sounds awesome. It blends elements of sci-fi and apocalyptic and political thriller, and it also looks awesome. It looks pretty cool with the dust jacket, but once you take the dust jacket off, the coolness factor just goes up like tenfold. This book looks awesome. There's a blurb here on the back by Pierce Brown who says it's reminiscent of The Martian. I'm in. I'm so in. And finally, I have Outlander, this beautiful, cushiony 20th anniversary edition, and also the behind the scenes book of the Outlander TV show, which is an awesome TV show. Because I love the show and I haven't yet read the book, I've been meaning to read the book for a while. So it's finally gonna happen. No excuses now. I have this beautiful edition to read. I gotta read it. Oh my god, I feel like I have to rewatch the show now. This is getting me so nostalgic for it. Alright, that is actually it. Those are all of the books for this haul. And that's gonna do it for this video today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have a great night, and I will have another video up soon, so I will see you then. Goodbye! Bye! My chair was an awkward height, so I had to kneel for this whole video. Oh, I'm old.